Hey guys, it's Amy at Zoe Beck, and I'm going to start my a reading vlog. I've decided to vlog in October since I'm taking part in a couple readathons, and mostly just because I miss it. I took a month off because of my dental procedure. I'm still have effects from that, but we're going to hopefully get past that. Today is Sunday, September 28th. So technically, I would normally, wait till the end of the month and then start the vlogging the new month, but because I'm not going to do a weekly update, I'm going to do the vlogs through October. I'm just going to start it early. So we're going to do the last few days of September and then the first couple days of October. And so in the first couple, today and Monday and Tuesday is mostly going to be trying to wrap up what I've already started in September. I'm not going to get everything done, but I do want to get a couple things done, try to get as much as I can done. And then October 1st, I'm going to start Victober. So I hope to, as I said, I have a huge TBR of October books that I own already and ones I put in my TBR video, so I want to get to those. So I will have a couple of days of Victober tacked onto this, but then I think I'm going to stop it and then start another vlog for Halloweekend Readathon done by Books with Lexi. So again, I have kind of decided at the last minute that I was going to do her readathon because it has to do with the 5 weekends of October. It goes a little bit into November, but you do 72 hours. You do from Thursday night to Sunday night. So I think what I'm going to do is vlog those 3 days or 72 hours each weekend, but then the rest of the week will be Victober reads and, well, anything else I want to read. So we'll see how it goes. It has like a board game and stuff, so I will have her listed down below and her announcement video, and I'll have the Victober hosts listed as well because I will be doing some of that later in this week. So just real quick, again, it's Sunday, so I haven't really read anything yet. It's about 4:30. I'm in the middle of doing my laundry. I need to go change stuff. The only thing I read is I started a manhwa that I got from the library. Went at the library at lunchtime to get it. And that is Grand Master of Demonic Cultivation. And this is the comic version by Mo Xscan Tung Xu. I don't remember how to say that name. And then there's art done by somebody else. And anyway, it's really a pretty manhwa. So again, it's in color and it's nicely drawn. So we're following well, technically it's the spirit of somebody who takes over the body of a man who wants revenge for him and his mother for things that happened to them. So he comes back to life after he was killed by several of some other clans that deal with spiritualism and stuff. And he, of course, has all these ways to do with demons and other things. And so they all kind of rebelled against him at some point and killed him. But now he's back. So he's in this other body and he is, I think, just trying to travel around and seeing what's going on. And he's trying to avoid the clans that were against him, but he keeps running into them and into issues. So so far it's interesting. Again, I've only read the first volume, and I did get this one from the library, and they had the other, they had all the way up to 9 on the shelf. So I borrowed 2 through 9 from the library. So I have those to read as well this week, but I started with it today. This one, I don't know how many of these I'll read today. I might read one more, kind of intermixed with the novel I want to read. But anyway, so far so good. Again, I have not read the light novel or the novel that this is based on. I'm just going to read the comics right now. From what I understand, there's at least 10 volumes out. So the 10th one, I think, is a new release from a couple months ago. So I might have to ask for that one if I get all the way there. But I'm going to take this as far as it goes because I did like Heaven's Official's Blessing, the first volume of that one, and I wish I could have continued that one, but I didn't have an option at the library. So I'm still deciding if I want to get that myself, but we will see. We'll worry about that later. Anyway, so I might later pick up today volume 2. So we'll see how that goes. I mean, I'm gonna maybe read a little bit of Beauty's Kingdom by Anne Rice. This is the fourth book in the Sleeping Beauty series. Again, I just reread the trilogy that came out in the 80s, and then this is a book that she came out with 30 years later in 2015. And I've never got around to it because I actually had to rebuy the trilogy because I let someone borrow it many, many years ago and I didn't have them anymore. So I bought the trilogy and I bought this, and so I wanted to finish the series, another series to finish. So this is definitely erotic fiction, and we're following princes and princesses that are sent to this kingdom, and it's a very sex positive, but it's a slave master situation. So there's a lot of stuff. It's not for everybody. I just remember reading those other books when I was younger. Not too young. I was definitely legal, don't worry. But I did read them many, many years ago, and I wanted to revisit them before I read this book. So as I said, I'm about 66 pages in, so I hope to at least make a little progress in that today. I don't expect to read much because it's Sunday and I don't read a lot. So anyway, I might come back at the end of the evening and just say what I did read. I don't expect to read too much from the book. I might read a couple volumes of Grandmaster of Demonic Cultivation, but we will see. So anyway, that's the start of this vlog. We'll see how this goes. Okay, so it's about 9:40. I'm about ready to go to bed, and I just finished one of the volumes I was reading. So I don't read much on Sundays. I think I just read too much during the week, and then Sunday I'm, chilling out. Don't read much. But I did read 3 more volumes of Grandmaster of Demonic Cultivation, the comic. So I did the manhwa. So this, I did volume 2, volume 3, and volume 4. So I've read 4 of the 9 I haven't on hand. So I'm going to get through these faster than I thought. I'm enjoying this more than I was in the beginning. I think it was very confusing in volume 1 because we're kind of thrown into this story and we don't really understand what's going on and people's backstories, and we learn a little bit more as we go along. And again, they are, some of them are all working towards finding out about some deaths and some spiritual things that are like spirits or I don't know if it's demons, but like kind of something supernatural going on. And so there's a lot of fighting. There's a lot of not sure who is an enemy or not, but there's a lot of stuff that I just feel like we're missing some of the details just because it's a comic and not the novel. So I know I'm missing stuff, but I'm still enjoying it. I think the main character he makes me laugh, and but he's also pretty complex as things are happening. And then I do like the other guy who's much more of a, because the main guy, Wei, is very much, again, he wasn't perfect. Very gray area of stuff that he did. And then the other guy is much more straight-laced, but they have a connection and they have a past together. And now, they've, after things have happened, they're kind of getting closer, but they're kind of like back and forth. They're not quite sure, what's going on, but they're still depending on each other. So again, but there's a lot of other people and stuff. So it is kind of a little confusing. Sometimes the drawings are a little too close together, what people look like in certain volumes. Not so much in this one, but in, I think the second one I had some trouble with. Some of them all look the same because we did a flashback to when they were younger. Yeah. And yeah, anyway, but I'm enjoying this, so I'm going to continue. I didn't mean to read, well, I read 4 volumes altogether today, but I enjoyed it. So again, as I said, I'll continue. I have 5 more to read that I have here, and then I'll have to ask for the next one. But then I'll have to wait because I won't get the whole, because we don't have all those. I don't think the whole, I have to check again. I know that, I think there was a few more volumes past the 10th one that have not been translated yet and published in English. So we will have to see. So that's it for today. So tomorrow, yeah, I didn't read anything, and I didn't read anything. I just read manga or manhwa tonight. So tomorrow I hope to get through a few audiobooks that I have. Some I've started, some I just got from on Libby Holds. So I'm trying to get through those again, trying to clear off my list because I always have too many. So we'll see what I do. So I forgot I put the books away already. So I will talk about them tomorrow, probably after work. So or maybe I'll make a quick clip when I'm in the car before I go into work. Because yes, I have to go to work tomorrow. So anyway, that's it for now. So I will check in with you guys sometime tomorrow. Okay, so it is Monday afternoon. I just got home from work, so it's a little after 4. It's about 4:40. Yeah, about that. Yes, Cooper is upset because even though I just fed them, I fed them before I came in here, so I was hoping, to get some time, but no. I'm supposed to be on the couch. Anyway, so I made it through work. It was a long day. Just Monday, I didn't want to be there. It's Monday. Nothing. But it was a really busy day, which was really nice because I hadn't had one of those in a while. But the system was really slow. So actually part of the stuff that I got done, or I would have got done, I couldn't do because they have to do an update tonight. So tomorrow, hopefully, I will clear up everything that I did today that I started that I couldn't finish. But I'll get it all done before month end. So that's all that matters, really. But it was a weird day at work. Anyway, but I made it. I survived. I did try to film in the morning, but the footage is so bad because it's dark out now when I get to work at about 7. So it was horrible. And you could see flashing lights from one of the vehicles at my job. So I was like, forget it. I'll just restart. So today is Monday, as I said, and I've just made it through work. And I didn't sleep very well. The kitties were really cuddly, but really I am just, again, in another dreaming mode where I just dream all night. Like every time I wake up a couple of times during the night for various reasons, either the cats or just because I do. And I just dreamt so many weird things. Anyway, I was tired this morning. So, anyway, but I made it through work. Work was fine. As I said, it was busy. It was nice. So, I did continue listening to Welcome to the Hunamdong Bookshop by Hwang Bo Rim. And this is translated from the Korean by Shanna Tan. So, I listened to it on audio by Rosa Escoda. And I did... this is probably my least favorite of the books that I read in the last week that were translated fiction or, healing fiction or whatever. This was really slow to me. I really was hoping I'd like this more because it was about a bookshop, but I have found that some of the ones that are actually about bookshops, I don't like quite as much as I like the ones about cats. So, but this one was different. I did like this one because the characters about, who work at this bookstore, the one who owns it and the ones who work there or come and visit it, I think all their stories did progress. I think it's a very slow moving novel. And, as in just little changes. And, I think it was fine. Like it was fine. It was fine. I didn't enjoy it. I won't be keeping this book. I won't, I would read something else by this author. I would hope that it'd be something not connected to this. It'd be a different scenario and stuff. I wouldn't continue reading about these characters. I think they were fine. Nothing horrible or anything. Like it was just fine. I heard so many good things about this when it came out. And I was really looking forward to it. It didn't hit for me. So, but I did finish it. So we are good there. And then let me find out where I am on the other book, the other library, or I'm again listening to it on Libby. I'm just over the 100-page mark, so I'm just over halfway into the Kamogawa Food Detectives by Hishashi Kashiwai. I'm not sure how to say that. This is translated, this one's Japanese, and this one was translated by Jesse Kirkwood. So I think I have just read a book that was translated by him as well. Anyway, so this is really cute. This is another one that's like short, or is like kind of not connected short stories, but they're stories about this father and daughter who help people find certain foods, like a certain dish. They will research to find out a way to make a dish a certain way that they remember from childhood or from a certain instance in their life, and it kind of it's kind of nostalgic kind of thing. So I've done 3 of the 6. I think I just started the 4th of the 6 tales. So so far it's just fun. I would definitely read on to the next one, The Restaurant of Lost Memories, and I think there's a 3rd one that's coming out in October. So I am enjoying this. Again, these are just, as I said, they're kind of, this one's a little bit more I don't know if I would really classify this as like magical realism, because there isn't anything kind of weird. It's weird that they figure it out like that, like the actual what food it is. But I think it's more, I would say, fiction, and it's more looking at different people and how food, how you look at food, and how memories can be connected to food of certain things. I think it's interesting. So I'm having fun. I'm good with that. I have like just over an hour, kitty, a little over an hour to listen to it. So I'm not sure I'm going to listen to it tonight. I'm probably going to wait till tomorrow morning to finish this off, but I am enjoying that. Hanako Footman is doing the audiobook, which I feel like I listened to something by her as well recently. I don't know, I'm losing track, but I am enjoying that. So again, that's another Libby hold I want to get done before the end of the month. I have another one, so we'll see if we get that done. If not, it'll be close. It'll be close, but I'll at least get this done. So I am enjoying that. So I don't know what I'll read tonight, because yesterday I was working on Grandmaster of Demonic Cultivation. Again, volume 5 is the next one. So I might just continue that tonight, or I will pick up one of the other novels that I've started that I've set down, and I'm not sure what I'm going to read. So who knows what I'll read? I don't know. That's kind of it. Not much else is happening. It's a Monday night. I am going to eat something a little soft. I'm going to have scrambled eggs, because my mouth hurts still from the pizza yesterday. Yeah, I think I jumped the gun on having pizza. I thought I cut it up in small enough bits, but last night I had a lot of trouble eating anything in the evening, and so I kind of didn't have really have dinner. So anyway, I don't know. I probably told you that already. I don't know. I'm getting confused already on what I said, but let's just say tonight lunch was all soft stuff like pasta stuff and Jello. And dinner's gonna be scrambled eggs, because that's about all I can handle right now. So hopefully tomorrow I'll be able to eat something a little bit more substantial. But you know what? I'm just gonna do what I have to do. I'm tired of this whole dental thing. But again, I still think it's gonna be at least 3 more weeks before I'm mostly healed. But I'm not having fun. Anyway, I'm gonna go change and go lay on the couch with the cats, because that's obviously what Cooper is pacing down below here and wants to do. Right? Are you gonna come here? Yeah. Oh, he can't make it. Sorry, Chunk. Yes, he's a cutie. Anyway, so we're gonna go sit on the couch. Truman will probably be with us too. But anyway, I'll probably come back for just a little clip for at the end, because I don't, unless, I mean, again, if I'm continuing the Grandmaster Manoir, then I won't be able to say much of what's going on. So it'll just be acknowledging that. If I read some of the other novels, well, we'll see. We'll talk about that when I get there. So anyway, I will check in with you guys later. Okay, it's like 7:20, so it took me a little bit after being home, and I made my scrambled eggs. And so I had dinner, and then I just watched a few videos, and then I was like, okay, well, I'll start getting back to Grandmaster of Demonic Cultivation, the comic, or the manhwa, and I started with volume 5. And the series bottomed out for me. I'm done. I did 5 volumes. This one was pretty useless to me. So things were kind of going up even through 4. I was at the end of 4, I was like, nah, we'll see where this goes. And then because it kind of leaves on a cliffhanger of something that's happening. And then what we do is then we spend this whole volume and the next one in a different, like, going back in time and seeing what happened to some characters that we don't even know about. We just heard about them. And I don't see why we're taking so much time to follow that story. And I was really getting annoyed because the chapters are so short. Or they're not even as long as an issue, you know, like they're like not very long. And it was just, I don't know, I just felt like it just kept going on, and it was like I wanted to get to the main characters from the first 4 books, or 4 volumes. And like the guys on the cover here, and they're only in it for like a second, kind of, in the beginning of this. And it just continues, and I don't even want to know how far it goes into the next one. I just don't care anymore. So I'm DNFing the series. So I made it 5 volumes, and I gave it a shot. This series is not for me. So that's fine. I'm a little sad about it, but I just feel like it just meandered. And it was already doing too many names, too many people in a short amount of time in the first couple volumes. And then I thought it kind of got into a rhythm, and I kind of was enjoying it. And then this volume just was not it for me. So I'm done. I'm not going to read anymore. I don't want to take the time to read them. So anyway, I'll take all those back to the library. I'll probably go back this weekend. I don't think I have anything coming in at this point, but yeah, no, I won't be going that direction. Maybe on the weekend. Anyway, so that kind of didn't go the way I planned. Anyway, so I read one more, but I'm not going to read anymore. So I don't know if I'm going to read tonight. I'm already it's 7:20, as I said, so it's not like I don't have time. I'm just not sure how I feel like. I just realized both books that I have started are very much on the erotic side, or, you know, are very sexual, both books. And I'm just like, I'm not feeling those right now. So I don't know. I'm going to look around and see if there's something I can start that I want to read now. I don't know. Maybe I'll pick up one of these books. I don't know. So I'm already in a weird mood. So we'll see. Anyway, I just thought I'd mention that I'm DNFing that series. Okay, guys, so it is 10 o'clock. I need to go to bed, but I did pick up a book right before, probably the last hour and a half. I kind of read 25 pages in The Last Warrior by Jennifer Ashley. This is book 13 in the Shifters Unbound series. So this is a paranormal romance series that I've read for many years, then I kind of got behind on, and this year I have been trying to catch up on it, and I have 4 more books left in this series. So this is, as I said, this is a world where 20 years before, the shifters were found out about and rounded up into shifter towns, and now they are kind of fighting back, kind of thing. So again, we're pretty far into the series. There is also Fae as well in a different realm. So this is in this book, we're dealing with some of that. We're following Ben, who is a character we've known since like the 3rd or 4th book in the series, when he's been kind of a side character, and he is something of different kind of supernatural creature. I'm not going to go into what that is, but he is tasked with protecting one of the Fae, one of the, I don't know, it's not really the High Fae, but there's different categories in the Fae in this world, or in this book. He brings her to the human world in order to protect her, and that's about as far as I've gotten. So we will see how this goes. As I said, I've really enjoyed this series overall. Some of them are some books that I really liked, and I've reread like quite a few of them over the years. I just need to continue and finish this series, so we'll see where this one lands and if I like it. But I think it'll be an easy read, and I just needed something easy, I guess. So anyway, that's it for now. I will probably not come back until tomorrow evening. I have an eye appointment after work tomorrow. It's my annual, so I get to pick out new glasses, I think, this year. So we'll see how my vision is. I don't know of any problems, but you know, these glasses are pretty old. They've lasted me quite a while, so we'll see how that goes. So other than that, that's it for now. So I will check with you guys probably on Tuesday afternoon. Hey guys, so it is Wednesday. It's about 5:30. I've been home a little bit. I have crazy kittens just because I started talking. You know, they started moving around and they've been chasing each other, and then they're walking back and forth here. I've already had to restart this at least once. Anyway, today was a long day at work, but it was weird. The system was up, but it still didn't work that well. Like, parts of it worked, but I couldn't finish things. So hopefully they'll give us tomorrow to get all that done. I did so much, but there's only so far I could go. So it's kind of sad. And then we had a meeting and about something else, and then the afternoon went kind of slow. Anyway, I was just glad to leave. Let's be honest. I'm always happy to come home. Anyway, so I did finish. Oh, my screen went dark here. Hold on. I did finish. Sorry. The cat's running around. Atonement Sky by Nalini Singh, which again is book 24 in the full Side Changeling series, or book number 9 in the Side Changeling Trinity section, the second section, which again I wouldn't start there. Anyway, I love this book. It was so much fun to go back to it. I know I just read it 2.5 months ago when it came out, but I really enjoyed it. I liked it because I didn't remember everything that happened. Like, I remember parts of it because I've only read it now. I've read it now twice. So I was like, it was nice to go back to it. And it was one I almost restarted right after I finished it, which I didn't. But I thought about it. Anyway, so I enjoyed that. It was fun. And I didn't have very much left this morning. I had like 45 minutes, I think. So by the time I got to work, I only had like 15, 20 minutes left. So I finished it while at work. And then I meant to start my Victober reads, because again, it is October 1st. So it is Victober. Happy Victober. And I'm going to read, I'm hoping still to read a lot of the Victober stuff that I pulled. But today, listening wise, I was like, I don't feel like starting a Victober book right now. And I had like a couple of them that I have on audio that I could have started. And I decided not to. I decided to go to another reread, which shouldn't surprise anybody that I picked up another Nalini Singh book, but I picked in another series. So this is Rock Hard, which is the second book in the Rock Kiss contemporary romance series. So this one is connected to series, the Rock Kiss series, which has like a band, you know, an international popular rock band and their love stories. And this one was book 2 that followed the main female character in the first book, her best friend Charlotte is in this, and this is her story. And this is one of my favorite contemporary romances, because he's an ex-rugby player, and he is now taking over the business world, and she becomes his personal assistant when he tries to help this ailing company. And again, she has a lot of baggage. He has a lot of stuff going on. You know, they both have a lot. But it's Charlotte's story that is my favorite part of this. I mean, I love Gabriel, the main guy. I do love him. But this is one of my favorites. And I reread it, I think, fairly often. I was looking at my notes. I thought I read this last year, but I guess I didn't. I thought I did. Last one I have mentioned is 2023. I thought I'd read it last year, but maybe not. Reread it. Because I've read this. This is definitely one of the ones I've reread quite a bit. Anyway, over the years. And again, I don't read, and I didn't read a lot of contemporary romances, except for this series, in that time period. Because I think this came out in 2014? I don't remember. And of course the pages are just sticking together. Where's there it is. 2015. The first book must have been 2014 in that series. Anyway, so I've read this quite a bit in those years. But it was like only contemporary, I would say I read every couple years I'd pick it up. So I'm listening to it on audio by Justine O'Keefe, which is fairly good. And I really, this is one of my favorites by Nalini Singh. The thing is that I've read the Rock Kiss series. Well, I mean, I DNF'd the very last book. but it's done in my head. I've read all I'm going to read of that series. But this is my favorite book of that series. But this one there's an offshoot series with his brothers. And I've only read 2 of the 4 books. And I've never completed it. So I don't know why I was thinking about it the other day. And I decided, well, if I'm going to reread the books that I've read and then continue the series, I should start with the first book, with the first brother. So, yeah. Anyway, so that was my justification this morning. Anyway, so I got about 220 pages in. So I have about 180 pages left. I think it's about 400 pages. Maybe it's not quite 400. Well, 387. So I have about 165 pages left. So I'm sure I'll finish this. A couple, like 2.5 hours on audio for me. So I will probably finish that tomorrow. So anyway, that was not expected, but it doesn't surprise me that I listened to several Nalini Singhs recently. I don't know. I guess I need to do some rereading. And if anybody's been here long enough, you know that I do reread a lot. And when I don't reread for a week or so, then I start panicking and then I go back to reread. Anyway, I know I just reread Atonement Sky and I read Archangel's Ascension last week. But another series by Nalini Singh and another book by her that I love. Anyway, so as I said, that's the audiobook I have going right now. Tonight I'm hoping to get back to The Last Warrior by Jennifer Ashley. I'm reading this physically. I got about to page 90 last night. So what was it? I read about 60 some pages. So hopefully I'll get a little bit farther in this. I'm really enjoying it. This is book number 13, as I said, in the series. So it's pretty far in the series. I can't say a whole lot, but I like some of the things that are happening in it already. So again, it's Victober. I'm supposed to be reading Victober stuff. So tonight, the only thing I'm going to do is I'm going to read the first 2 chapters of Hester by Margaret Oliphant. This is the group read for Victober, and I'm going to try to do the 2 chapters a day. We'll see how this goes. I'm going to read them. I'm going to start physically reading, and then if I find that I'm not jiving with it, and I might buy an audiobook. Looks like it's 21 pages, the first 2 chapters, but look at the font. It's like teeny. Remember, I wasn't, I just don't know. We'll see. I might buy an audiobook and just do an immersion read. I don't know. We'll see how it goes. But anyway, I am going to start that here now that I'm home, and I'm going to do that. And then tomorrow, as I said, I will finish Rock Hard probably in the morning. I don't know if I will get to do it. That might be all I'll get to listen to tomorrow, because I'll get the commute in. And then the first couple hours, or the first day, half of the day, I will be in my office. So I could listen to more. So I could listen, finish that and then start something new. But I have a meeting in the afternoon. I think we're leaving at 12:30 to go to a different location. And I will be with my coworkers for the rest of the afternoon. And I don't even think we're going to get back. I mean, unless hopefully the meeting's short this time. We'll see what happens. But they're going to feed us, so I guess I can't be too mad. I don't know what they're gonna feed us, so hopefully it'll be something I can cut up into little pieces. I guess we'll see. But I won't get to listen to anything in the afternoon, because I'll be with my coworkers and at that meeting, and I won't be driving to there. I'll be in a car with I'll pick up with other people. So I might not get to really start anything. So I don't know if I'm going to continue. Mary's How I Feel. I might continue into the next book in the sub-series that goes off of this book, which right now I can't remember the name of the book. If we get to it, I'll let you know. But if I feel like it, I might start Lilith by George MacDonald, which I said I was going to try to start today, but today I could not start it. My brain, and tomorrow might not be the day either. So this might be, I wait until next week to start it, because Friday I really wanted to start one of my horror reads, because I want to do the Halloweekend Readathon. And so Friday would be part of that. So I would want to listen to one of the audiobooks I got from the library. For that, we'll see how it goes. I mean, this is fantastical, but I don't think it's horror. And it actually says Lilith, a romance, but I swear that this is like, the picture of it has kind of weird creatures and stuff, so I don't know what this book's about. So I can't even tell you, because I don't know. It doesn't really say. Anyway, but we'll see how that goes. Anyway, that's my update for today. I'm probably not going to come back again, because I'm just going to, maybe I'll tell you if I failed or I did well with the Hester. I'm not quite sure yet. But I'm going to listen or try to read it physically first. And if I'm having trouble, then I will just buy the audiobook so that I can read along with it. We'll see how it goes. I do want to read. It's definitely a book I've been wanting to read for a long time. I've owned it for quite a while. I got it from a library book sale, but I know people talked about it at Victober, so I've been wanting to read it forever. So we will see how it goes. And of course, Cooper has to be here. Yes, he's here. And Truman's down there, but anyway, I will check in with you guys a little bit later once I read my chapters. We'll see how it goes. Hopefully it goes well. Okay, so it is almost 7. It took me a little bit to get started, but I did read the first 2 chapters, or 21 pages, in Hester, and it reads fine. Actually, it reads really well. I was a little distracted at first. I was watching a BookTube video, and I was waiting for it to end so that I could focus on it, but it was a longer video than I thought it was. Anyway, I did enjoy it, so I don't think I need to buy the audiobook yet. So far, I like it. I mean, it is still kind of small print, but we're following Catherine Vernon, and again, she is the older woman that... in the description, she is the head of the family bank, and the first 2 chapters show how that happens and kind of the history behind that. And so I think chapter 3 will start moving forward what the plot's going to be, but that was really just kind of the backstory. So, but I liked knowing about that, and how it came to be that a woman in the mid 1800s was the head of the bank. So that was pretty cool in this small town. So anyway, so far so good. My first Victober reading. And again, as I said, I'm going to try to do the 2 chapters a day. I might fall behind and then have to read a chunk of it on the weekend. But at this point, I'm going to try to stick to the 2 chapters a day. And we'll see how it goes. But I did... That's all the reading I've gotten done so far this evening. So now, as I said, it's almost 7. So I'm going to switch over to my other book here, which I can't reach anyway. The Last Warrior. And I don't know how much I'll get done because, again, I'm, I already read some. Sorry. I'm tired. I'm still dreaming a lot at night, so I don't feel like I'm sleeping well right now, so I'm tired. So we'll see. I'm hoping to get, maybe 50 pages, maybe more. We'll see. Because I do want to read this. So, anyway, so that's it for Wednesday. And the start of Victober, because I did start something today, so that's good. So we'll see how that goes. So, anyway, I will check in tomorrow, probably... when I get home, because I'll double check for the Halloweekend Readathon. I think it starts Thursday night and goes to Sunday night. I have to figure out if there's like a time thing. I figured I was just going to start when I got home, is switch books to make that work, but I don't know. We'll see what happens. So, but I'll vlog at least that, tomorrow, and then I'll probably do this vlog, and then I'll switch to the other one for the next 3 days, I think. Well, we'll see how I go. Anyway, I will check in with you guys tomorrow. Okay, so it is Thursday afternoon. It is about 4:45. So what I'm going to do is end the vlog here, and then I will do my 72 hours for Halloweekend-a-thon or Halloweekend Readathon. I don't know how it goes. I can't remember. Anyway, with Books with Lexi. So that is, again, the weekend readathon for the 5 weekends in October. So I'm going to start that and switch some books up that I'm reading. We'll see how that goes. But let's just kind of wrap up where I'm at right now and deal with that first. So I didn't come back yesterday, but I did get 50 pages of The Last Warrior by Jennifer Ashley done. So I am at 142. So this is a book, I'm not sure if it's going to be put down for the weekend or I'm going to be able to fit it into one of the prompts. I think I might be able to fit into the prompt because there's like a light source on it, and I think the flashlight is the light source. So if I go by that, we'll see. Anyway, I still have 160 pages, 170 pages. So I still have quite a bit left. I didn't quite make to halfway, but I am enjoying this. Again, just because it's a continuation of a series. So hopefully we'll get to it this weekend. If not, I'll read it next week. We'll see what happens. All my reading is all over the place. So today I finished Rock Hard, my reread of this book by Nalini Singh. I enjoyed it. I love this. This is one of my favorite contemporaries of all time. So I really enjoyed revisiting it. I swear I read it last year, but my notes don't show that, which is so weird. Maybe I didn't. No, I would have written it down. I don't know. Anyway, point is, I'm glad I reread it. I am going to continue with the Hard Play is the series that kind of shoots off from the Rock Kiss series. So the Rock Kiss series, again, is the rock band. But this is the one that's kind of thrown in there because of the female characters in the first book and this book are best friends. But I'm going to do the ones that are off of his relatives and friends, which is the Hard Play series. The first book is Cherish Hard. Kitty, give me a minute. Anyway, but not right now. It's just it'll be another reread. So when I feel like another reread and I want it to be Nalini Singh, it'll probably be the next book it will be the first book in that series, but it's connected to this series because it's following one of his brothers. And it kind of goes back in time. So, because we kind of know what happens with him in this book, but not enough. We don't get the whole story. Kitty, really? Anyway. So anyway, I did finish that, which is really good. And I did not, because I said, I came really close to just restarting or going on to Cherish Hard. But I decided to continue with my Victober reads, which I'm not sure I'm going to do any Victober stuff while doing Halloweekend, because I might be focusing on my other reads. We'll see what happens. But I did start Lilith by George MacDonald. Oh, I forgot to check to see how far I got. I got just over 50 pages in. I'm somewhere, maybe 51 pages. I'm going to say I was about 51 pages. So I got to this beginning of chapter 9. I think I just started this when I was driving down my street to my house. So, anyway, this is weird. Again, it was published in 1895. And it is fantasy. So it's weird. It has to do with, a man called Mr. Vane who, is on his own in this big estate, and he is in the library one day, and he sees kind of a shadow of somebody out of the corner of his eye, and then he kind of learns that this might be some kind of ghostly or some kind of weird person that's connected to his ancestors, or maybe a couple great grandfathers before, and then he is kind of pulled into another world through a mirror, and that just is like the start. There's like all these weird things. This is a very weird book. This is definitely fantasy, definitely otherworldly. He is thrown into this world and he doesn't understand. And it's really an interesting look at descriptions of things and how people look at things differently, and how frustrating that is when you're trying to explain something, but you're both coming from two different sides, and the one word does not mean the same for both of you, due to how you look at that thing. And I don't want to give away anything like that. But anyway, so I made about 50 pages in. So I'm out almost 20% in, I think, just about. So, I only got to listen to a little bit at work today because, again, I had to do that meeting and I was out of the office we were gone for a while. So, but I did get that far, and that was part of my drive home. So anyway, I will come back to this next week, probably, unless this weekend something comes up that I can use this prompt for, which would be kind of weird, but it is fantastical, so it could work. It's weird. I don't have a picture of it because I just started an ebook. I was in the car with other people and I just pulled it up on my Kindle app to read because they were talking stuff these guys, anyway, I work with. I'm like, I don't care. Anyway, so I was reading, it's called The Wood Beyond the World, and I think it's by William Morris. I don't remember the publication date on that. I know it's Victorian. I know I got an e-copy free off of Amazon. It's one of those green copy ones. Anyway, and it's about 132 pages, I think, or something like that. So it's not very long. I read about 16 pages, which isn't a lot from there and back, but I did read some. That one I don't like nearly as well. We're following Walter, who was very like happy-go-lucky kind of thing, and then he marries and it goes badly, and so he leaves because his wife is pretty much like ignoring, or like is mean to him or whatever, or is ignoring him. There's kind of some innuendos of some other stuff could be going on that she's doing behind his back, or not really behind his back, but kind of in front of him. And so he wants to go on a trip to kind of figure out what he wants to do because he's still very young. And so his father pays for him to go on this trip, and he sees some weird people, this trio of people, and he is not quite sure, but it looks like nobody really sees it but him, and he's so confused. So it's kind of like, well, what was that? Like, he didn't get it. And then he kind of goes on his journey, and then at one point he is going back home due to something that happened back home. He is rushing home, and his ship gets kind of lost through a storm, and then it's kind of his adventure of being somewhere else that nobody knows where they're really at. So I haven't got very far. As I said, I only got 16 pages in. I don't like the writing style at all. I don't like the dialogue because it's very old-timey. I mean, they're using like heareth and, and goeth and kind of thing every once in a while when they talk thee and thous, and I'm like, ugh, I don't like this. But it's not very long, so it'll be my ebook probably this month. I don't know, it'll be just whenever I have time to read an ebook, because I don't normally make time for my ebooks very often, but I will try to get that done in the month because it's a fantasy. So again, it goes for that prompt in Victober for a fantasy. I just don't remember what year that one was published. I'll have to figure it out. I'm pretty sure somebody had that on their list, which is why I wrote it down and then I got it. So we will see. I'm enjoying Lilith more for sure, even though it too is weird and bizarre. Anyway, so I think that's everything that I'm going to wrap this up on. As I said, I will read my 2 chapters of Hester really before I start the Halloweekend. I think I have to read, let's see here, it's 20. Oh, it's less. It's only, looks like 18 pages I have to read. So again, I will try to read it physically. I might break down and get the audiobook at some point. I'm going to see. The writing is so teeny in here. But we'll see. So far, so good. Again, I've only read 2 chapters. So there's not much to say on that. But I will continue that. And again, I will come back to the Lilith audiobook, which is done by Rebecca K. Reynolds that I got from Libby. So I will also continue with that. And then again, my ebook will be that The Wood Beyond the World, which is just weird. Anyway, and then, yeah, so that's kind of it. So I am going to end the vlog here. So again, this was for the end of September and beginning of Victober. And then, as I said, I'm going to do a 72-hour time for the weekend, the Halloweekend. So anyway, I hope you guys, I know I didn't do a whole lot this week. It just wasn't that kind of week for work. I just read when I came home and listened to stuff there, and it was a busy week. The computer system worked a lot better today. I got a lot done before I had to go to that meeting, but it still was really slow, really annoying. And actually my coworker, who I had to go to her location for this meeting, she said she's had a lot of trouble with stuff too, and she has a lot of other computer issues going on. Poor thing, had to get a new computer due to system problems and stuff. Poor thing. So anyway, I didn't have to do with all that, but we both were both talking about how bad it's been this week. So anyway, I'll be glad when tomorrow is done, but I got a lot done today, even with the meeting and stuff. So anyway, that's it. So I think I will close this out here and I will start my next vlog. Again, this is going up, I think it'll go up Friday, and then the 72-hour for the weekend, Halloweekend, I will put up on Monday because I'll finish it Sunday evening at, for the 72-hour mark. So anyway, I think that's it. Anyway, let me know what you guys are reading. Are you taking part in Victober? Are you guys going to be doing the Halloweekend? Are you doing? There's so many other readathons that I could have joined. I just have too much already with the 2 that I'm doing, and all the books that I want to get to, and all the books I'm trying to insert in and try to get to as well, which I don't know how this is going to go. I'm already like all over the place on what I want to read. Obviously, I'm throwing in rereads when I really that wasn't the plan, which is I never go to plan. If anybody's been here long enough, you know that I'm severely a mood reader, and it's really rare that anything goes normally to plan when it comes to my reading. So anyway, I think that's it. So I will talk to you guys later. Bye.